What's going on, people? Welcome to Otanime, episode 2. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Emilio Lopez.
Sup, people? Oh, yeah.
Michael Crawford, a.k.a. Rika-san 1, the only one.
What's good, people? What's good?
It's your boy. Got my man, Lorray Williams.
You already know. It's the manga god.
Yes. And, of course, Chris Seeley.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Rocking out Akira Toriyama tonight. All right, guys, so we're here for another episode of Otanime, and we will kick things off with what anime we've been watching lately. And Rico, let's go to you, because you probably have the most out of all of us.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go down the list, because I have a list here. A couple of shows I said I was watching in the last episode, I either have some stuff to say about it, or I dropped it. So let's just get to it.
Oh, no.
So, Assassination Classroom. It's a good anime. I like it, but I don't know if it's worth coming to every week to watch. That's probably one of those animes where you have to watch the whole thing when it's done. Because I don't know if it has enough, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it has enough content to hold me over week by week. That's something I have to watch through the whole thing. So I think it was about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I was just like, if you watch a weekly anime and you said, okay, today is Assassination Classroom, and you don't feel like watching it, there's a problem. You need to when I hear Wednesday, I'm like, oh shit, it's Parasyte time. You know, you get hype, and I don't feel that with Assassination Classroom. I like the anime, but it's just like first of all, it comes out on a Friday. There's a lot of fucking stuff that comes out on Friday for me, and Assassination Classroom, out of all of the stuff that comes out on Friday. I just thought of another one. Let me write that down. When it comes to stuff that comes out on Friday, Assassination Classroom, when I watch all of the stuff that usually comes out on Friday, and then Assassination Classroom is left, I'm just like, I'm either burned out or I'm just like, I don't feel like it.
Maybe you should watch it first, man.
I've been doing that with another show. I might do that with that one, but yeah, I've actually been thinking about it too. Watch this first. And then by the time I'm burned out, no, I really have to watch this. So now
You get hyped up again.
I did that on Wednesday, but yeah. So Assassination Classroom, I'm gonna wait till it's over. Me and Jamaican are gonna do that about Assassination, but it's still good.
Now, for those who don't know, and remember, this is all about anime. Tell us a little bit about Assassination Classroom. What's that all about?
So the synopsis behind Assassination Classroom. First of all, I'm horrible at synopsis, just to let you know. But I'm going to try my best. Assassination Classroom is about an alien octopus from outer space that comes to Earth. First of all, he blows up the moon. The moon is it's in a crescent shape now, because he blew up the moon for reasons unknown. He comes to Earth, and he starts fucking around with it. And the militaries, everyone's going out of control. And this guy's a jokester. He's a troll, and he said that he will destroy the Earth if you can't kill me, I will destroy the Earth. And he gave them a certain amount of time to kill him. And I can't remember how long it was. It was either a month. Lorray, correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember. I think it was a month.
No. You say a month to destroy the world? No. It's a year. It's a whole year.
Yeah. Okay, I thought so. Okay, it was a year. And he decides to, he has this interest in a certain class. I think they're class E, and apparently it's the delinquent class, because I think there's class A, the top students, B, C, and then goes all the way down to E.
And they call it the dead end class.
Yeah, the dead end class. You don't want to be in this class or whatnot. It's full of not retards, but just delinquents.
Yeah, I know classes like that.
Mm-hmm. And that's where our main character is. He's not even really a main character, but he's the main character, and he apparently is he said he wants to teach this class, because he's talking to the military. The military is like, what do we have to do for you not to blow up the Earth? And he's like, okay, you guys have to kill me, but only the people from this classroom are allowed to try and kill me, and I will teach this class. So it's weird. So he's the teacher of this class.
Arbitrary rules, man.
So he's the teacher of this delinquent class, and throughout their sessions in class, they're trying to kill him. Like, and this guy, I think his signature ability is that he moves at 120 Mach speed. So it's just like, how can you kill something that you can't even touch, But it's extremely weird, but episode one will definitely it'll definitely sell you, because the synopsis behind it, the plot is extremely weird. You're like, what the fuck? An octopus from outer space that moves at 120 Mach speed?
Yeah,
But,
like I asked you what the synopsis was. Like I already knew about the show. Like this, is the way I see it. It's like, okay, alien blows up half the moon, then he becomes a school teacher. It's like that's the synopsis. Like, wait, what the fuck? Only in Japan,
I know, right? But
and he has a big smiley face too.
Yeah, he's, like I said, he's a troll. He has this like troll laugh, and he's insane. But yeah, it's Oscillation Classroom.
All right, what's the next one?
Next one is Kuroko no Basket. Kuroko no Basket is fucking great right now. I think I mentioned this last week, but that's definitely something I think it comes out Saturday. But every Saturday I'm just like, oh, it's time for that Kuroko no Basket. Dude, I did not know, like, a basketball anime could be this fucking good, dude. Like, I might put this in my top 20, maybe top 10 when I'm done with this.
Get out of here, really?
Yes,
anime?
I know, yes.
Wow.
I'm just like, it's really fucking good, dude. Production IG did an amazing job. The story is pretty fucking good. It's not too complicated, but it's still shonen. It's made by Shonen Jump. So, they have certain characters in this. Let me tell you something about the show. Anyone that has a hair color that you can find in a Crayola box, they're probably important. If they have black hair or brown hair, they're probably gonna hit the back burner. Because I think there's like one character that has black hair. No, he had white hair and then he dyed it black. But the point is, he was like the only character that did not have either red, blue, orange, purple, green hair, and he was important. But all of those characters, they do like this crazy stuff you won't even see in like regular basketball. But but when you see them do it, it's technically still possible to do this in real life. Like, this one dude, he was about to shoot the ball, and he was, like, midair, and he threw the ball behind him and hit it with his elbow to his friend. I'm like, what the fuck? It was weird, but when you see him do it, you're like, that's not impossible to do, but you'll never see that in the NBA,
Yeah.
They actually do mention some NBA players and whatnot. Like, I think they mentioned Shaq in one episode and whatnot. But
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, it's really, really good. It's really good, man.
I gotta ask the obvious question, because this is Japanese after all. Now, do they have like the black characters with the big lips and stuff?
Actually, no. And they've only had one black character. He was in season 1, and he was like the the antagonist for the main character. Because there's two main characters. For the main characters, he was the antagonist for a while. He had them running, but
There's another one that was like just like a minor character that was featured in the flashback back in when they went to America.
Yes, yeah. Because I know one of the main characters, he went to America to play basketball for a while, and he came back and he learned English and whatnot. But you know how English is in the Japanese show. It's pretty funny. Like, me and Lorraine have this ongoing joke where anytime they want to play basketball and they want to do a one-on-one, they say it in English. So they're like, I want to play basketball. One-on-one. I'm like, wait, what? One-on-one. So it's just funny. But that show is great. I fucking love that show.
Very surprising.
Yeah, I know, right? I've been watching there's one anime that I recently finished about a month ago. It was a volleyball anime called Haikyuu. I know Lorraine started watching that. And the reason I gave that a chance is because Kuroko no Basket was this fucking good. It's not as good as Kuroko no Basket, but I'm definitely starting to feel these sports animes.
Well, that means you need to go for the big one, the one that everyone loves, Prince of Tennis.
Oh, Prince of Tennis, dude! I used to watch Prince of Tennis back when it was on Toonami, man. That was probably my first taste of sports anime, and I didn't even know it. I was just like, I think it came on after like Yu-Gi-Oh or something that I used to watch, and then I just said Prince of Tennis. And I was like, anime about tennis, whatever. I didn't have anything back then. I had a PS2 game. I probably wasn't playing it. And I was just like, whatever, I'll watch it. And it was good. I actually liked it. But he definitely did some stuff that's impossible, like fucking hit the tennis ball and it goes upwards and then directly downwards and lands right on the fucking like line. And he's like, game. I'm like, okay, that's impossible. That's bullshit, but it's still a good show. But I know that dude that has like 200 episodes. I had to drop that.
Chill, son.
Yeah, I know. I watched it on tonight. I never actually went to go back and search it up and what. But I know they're on Prince of Tennis too. I was just like, wow, they made
yo, Rico, I find it funny that you're like, yo, I'm starting to get into sports anime. That's ironic because you don't like sports in real life.
I know, right? That's so fucked up. I was telling one of my other friends named Timberland. He watches a lot of basketball, and I was telling him about Kuroko no Basketball. Like, dude, if you love basketball, you will fucking love this shit. Because I hate basketball, and I love this fucking shit. And
wouldn't that mean the opposite thing happens? He watches like, this is bullshit.
No, because I have a friend that he loves basketball. He's an extreme Hawks fan. You know him, Larray. His name is E-Man.
I know E-Man.
You're not that E-Man. That's Manny. But my friend calls himself Manny.
Right there, E-Man land.
I think every Emmanuel I know calls themselves Manny. That's funny.
I'm not Emmanuel though.
Oh really? Oh, yeah, you're not Emmanuel. You're Emilio.
I'm Emilio.
Yeah,
like he has the equivalent of like if my middle name was like Jack, it's like okay, that has nothing to do with Tony, sure.
Yeah, that's something that has to do with my mom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but my friend Emmanuel, he's a big Hawks fan. He watches literally he hasn't missed a Hawks game in 4 years. He's there every fucking Thursday or whatever, whenever they play weekly or whatever. He's there every week watching that shit. He's one of those giant basketball heads. And he's actually the one that highly recommended Kuroko no Basket to me first. And then it was Larray, and then it was another friend. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm tired of people recommending this basketball anime. Let me watch this shit. And it's definitely worth it.
Let me see what this.
I may need to check this out now.
You really might. You really might need to.
Because here's the thing, you guys may not know this. Riku and I, and when it comes to video games, for the most part, we're polar opposites. Like sometimes we have the same games we like Uncharted and Destiny. For the most part, we don't agree on video games. When it comes to anime, I don't think we've ever disagreed, really.
Well, there's one, but it's not even.
What, Akira?
Akira.
No. All right, that's one at least.
That's one. But you're basically right. When it comes to damn near everything in anime, we pretty much agree with everything.
Yeah, if you like an anime, I'll probably like it. And if I like an anime, you'll probably like it.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm eager to hear your anime assignment, man.
Yeah.
But yeah. Next on the list that's been really fucking. This is probably the funniest anime I've ever watched. I don't think anything can top this either.
Not even Golden Boy?
No, I watched Golden Boy. Golden Boy was fucking great. I think Torrance recommended that to me when we actually started Otanime back in the day. But JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, dude. Oh my god.
I know Manny
dude, first of all, season 1 is not that funny. They're just building up the story.
No, the original one is the first one is actually very serious. And it also goes very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's like fucking 13.
They're trying to get. It's almost like they're trying to get to the stuff that the new stuff.
Yeah, definitely. You can definitely tell because I think the Jonathan arc is 13 episodes max, and then Battle Tendency, which is about Joseph, the funniest character in the show. He got about 20 or something, 15, somewhere around there. But Stardust Crusaders is where they really wanted to get because that's the anime they did back in the day. That's where they wanted to get because that's about the third Joestar that we know about. Joseph makes a return and he's funnier than ever. And my god, every episode they have I don't like actually watching anime that have this monster of the week thing or they have this one little story that you only find in that one episode, and then the next episode it's a different story. I actually don't really like that. I like a continuation stuff. That's usually majority of anime are like that, and that's what I like. But Stardust Crusaders, they're kind of doing it that way, and it's working because every episode is fucking hilarious. I don't when I watch an anime, I want to see great fight scenes. I want to get a good story. I want to get my mind blown, and that's about it. But when it comes to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, at least the third arc, because the first and second, they actually gave me that. They gave me great fucking fight scenes. They blew my mind and whatnot. But this third one is actually doing that, and it's making me laugh at the same time. It's considered a shonen and a seinen when I looked it up. and not a lot of anime are that hybrid. So they can actually, give you that adult humor that you wouldn't find in a regular shonen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the good part. When they want to make you laugh, they can go all in. It's uncensored, hilarious, But it's still going. I think they have about 7 or 8 episodes until we finally get to the end of it, though. I wonder what they're gonna do after it, though, because all they care about is Shotaro. All they care about is Shotaro. Anyway, the next thing I've been watching is Gato. Gato is getting really fucking good. If you don't know what Gato is, it's about I think I mentioned this last time, but it's a tokusatsu. It's a anime about a kid in armor, and he kills these demons called horrors and whatnot. And they had these live action shows back in Japan, and they're actually starting to back up. But this is the first one to have an anime, and the armor that he has is the golden armor, and that's the main one. And he uses that to kill stuff. But the point is, something actually happens to him. I watched one of the previous ones, the live action ones, and apparently they're all the same. They had about 4 of them, but this one apparently does something completely different than the other live action ones. So the company that's actually making these live action ones are almost considering stop making live action and just start doing anime now, because apparently this is blowing up. So that's actually good, and their like armor is actually CG, but everything else is anime. So it's cool. It's cool.
What's the name of it? Gato?
Gato, Garo.
Okay. Oh, Gato. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually not that popular, but in Japan it's blowing up. Another one that I've actually recently dropped, and I'm actually disappointed that I dropped this one. Tokyo Ghoul.
Okay. Yeah, you need to tell me about Tokyo Ghoul, because somebody, my friend Stephanie, she was telling me today, you need to watch Tokyo Ghoul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was actually talking to Achilles Might earlier today, because he started it too. He started Tokyo Ghoul today, and he saw all of season 1, which is only 13 episodes. It's pretty short, but the reason I dropped it was because if you remember in episode 1, I mentioned that I like the fact that anime in this season that's starting are not censoring anything. And around that time, Tokyo Ghoul season 2 started. It was about 1 or 2 episodes in. So it was uncensored. It was everything I wanted, because Tokyo Ghoul season 1, when it was premiering at least, it was probably the most censored show I've ever seen. It was probably more censored than fucking Terraform Mars, and Terraform Mars is censored like a motherfucker. I couldn't even watch it, but
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, I would. But the point is, Tokyo Ghoul season 2, I was enjoying it, and then around episode 4 or 3, they slowly started to slide into censorship again. Like, what's going on here? Like, let's say someone got like slashed in the neck, they wouldn't show the slash. But they won't do the black slash censorship that we're used to. They would actually try to make it blurry. Like, let's say you're farsighted and you can't see stuff as blurry. That's what they do to his neck. So it's like blurry on his neck a little bit, or digitized and whatnot. And at first I was like, okay, I understand. It's not that bad. I can still actually see what's going on, and it's not affecting the show. So I was like, okay, I'll let that slide. But then the next episode, they went full blown back to what they're used to. Giant fucking slash right fucking here. I'm like, when I saw that shit, I was just like, okay, you know what? No. I just ended the episode right there. I was like 7 minutes in, I just ended it, and I was just like, I'm gonna wait till you're over.
That's frustrating, man.
That really pissed me off, because I was hyped. It was a really good fight scene, and slash. I was just like, and then all you hear the sound effects. I'm like, what the fuck happened? No.
So you gotta like wait for it to come on video or something, so you can actually watch the real shit.
Yeah, you gotta wait for the Blu-ray to come out, and the Blu-ray comes out like 2 weeks after the season finale airs. And when the Blu-ray comes out, it's all of the episodes in high definition uncut. That's what happened with season 1, so they're most likely going to do it with season 2.
Yeah, so I guess you just have to wait. You know, I'm going to wait. I'm not trying to watch them.
Yeah, I would. I was telling Santiago that Achilles Man. I was telling him that because he burned through all 13 episodes today, and he was like, "This shit is great," because he watched the uncut version, Blu-ray on Kiss Anime. I was like, yeah. And I was like, I wouldn't recommend starting season 2 though. And he was like, why? I'm already 3 episodes in. I'm like, God damn, dude. He started watching it. Dude, when Achilles Might starts watching shit, he burns it. He destroys it. But he said he was already 3 episodes in. And he was like, I told him the reason I dropped is because censorship and whatnot. Because, he doesn't know anything about that. He watched the whole thing uncut. So when I told him, he was like, I don't see anything. I saw a little blur here and there in episode 3. And then when he got to episode 4 and 5, he's like, okay, I'm starting to see it. Oh, God. I don't know what I'm going to do, Riku. I was like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. He said the fight scene was good, though, but I barely could see anything. So, I'm sorry, Tokyo Ghoul. I really fucking like you, but there's a lot of other stuff I could be watching instead of looking at a black.
Man, you turned. I was getting ready to watch this shit, and I'm like, oh well.
If you're gonna watch it, watch season 1, the first 13 episodes.
I'll do that then. That's fine.
If you're gonna do anything, do that. That's definitely worth watching. I might have to go back and watch it just to see the fucking shit I missed.
Yeah, this is the reason I didn't watch Toonami most of the time back in the day. I'm like, I'm not watching this censored bullshit. That anime. That's the reason you watch anime, because you want to see all that crazy shit.
If there's anything I'll give Toei Animation credit for, when they do censorship, they try to not do the black slash or blur or whatnot. They change stuff around. Like, let's say what's his name from One Piece with the blonde hair? Sanji. There we go.
Yeah.
Sanji. He had a cigarette, right? And they switched it with a lollipop. I understand that.
Well, that's for kids.
That was for kids.
Well, that was for kids. But the point is, it was still Toei, and it
wasn't responsible for doing that shit. Though.
No, they were not.
Oh, they weren't.
No, that was all.
But I mean, okay. Well, another example is Toriko. They did something in Toriko where it was censored in the manga, but when it came to the anime, they just changed it around. They didn't put any block signals and whatnot. But I mean, I would rather that than a just giant slash on my screen.
Yeah, that's bullshit, man. Like a black. No, fuck that.
Yeah. I actually saw a little bit of it in JoJo's, but I was getting a little irked. But I didn't see it in the episode.
And that's because of the time the anime airs, right?
Yeah, it definitely is, because in Japan, they have a channel called Tokyo TV, and with Tokyo TV, if they're coming out with new anime that only have 26 episodes, stuff gets changed around,
Yeah.
And when stuff gets changed around, so do the times on certain stuff. So 1 week, Tokyo Ghoul could be coming on at 8:30. The next week, it could be coming on at midnight. So they tell the people creating that episode that, and they're like, okay, well, your episode next week is coming on at 9:30, so you're gonna have to, change that around. And I don't like the fact that they do that, but apparently, if they don't do it, as a part of their rules and whatnot. I just wish that wasn't the case. But yeah, Gundam Build Fighters try. I got some stuff to say about this. First of all, let me tell you about Gundam Build Fighters try.
It's a kids show.
It definitely is, and it's fucking great. It comes out on Wednesday also. There's been weeks where I've been actually more hyped for Gundam Build Fighters try than Parasyte. And
oh wow!
Because they get real fucking hype in that show. Because usually when it comes to a Gundam show, and Ray can vouch for this because I made him watch too. They start off slow.
You made him watch.
I made him watch too.
You're watching this now.
Gundam shows are about 50 episodes each, so you watch about 100 episodes of Gundam already. So you can vouch for this. Point is, about the first 10 or 5 episodes of any Gundam show will probably be slow. They'll introduce the characters. They'll show the basic Gundam, some protagonist character development. And then once you get all of that, then shit starts to hit the fan. You get your upgrades, you get your good fight scenes and all that stuff. That's usually what happens. But with Build Fighters Try, first of all, they're not piloting real Gundams. They're fucking action figures. They're called Gunpla.
What?
Just hear me out now, because actually when Gundam Build Fighters started, I didn't want to watch it because of that. I was like, what? They're not piloting Gundams. What the fuck am I watching this for? I just completely ignored it until like season 1 was over. It was called Gundam Build Fighters, and then TriStar. That's season 2. But I didn't watch it at first, and everyone was telling me, "Oh, it's fucking great, dude." I'm like, I'm not watching. It's not fucking what I want. This is not what I want. And um, the next Gundam anime started after I called Reconquista, and that was like the traditional ones. It started off slow and whatnot, and when something starts off slow, you start to, you kind of lose interest because it's starting off slow. So that was one of the anime I actually had to take a break from weekly because when you get to it, you're like, okay, it's probably gonna be another slow episode, and I kind of don't feel like watching this now. And then I hear, go ahead.
I was gonna say the thing is that there's always, as far as Gundam shows, there's always different tiers of Gundam shows. There's usually ones that are for kids that usually have the kid protagonist, and then you have stuff like Gundam Unicorn, which is meant for more older audiences.
Yeah, I understand that, but they probably 100% of the Gundam shows that have 45 plus episodes, they all start off the same way: slow, and then amazing, upgrade, yada yada yada. But when it came to so that's what Reconquista is doing right now. It finally got to the point where it's actually getting really fucking good. But during the time, I was just like, I don't feel like coming to this every week. I don't know. And then remember, I told you this is the first time they're actually having 2 Gundam anime on at the same time. They usually only do one a year. So this is the first time they had 2 on at the same time. So I'm over here watching Reconquista. I'm like, ugh. And I hear all the Gundam Build Fighter fans are like, oh my god, another amazing episode. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? They're action figures. Okay, you know what? Let me watch this show and see what the hell it's all about. And they actually try to the approach. First of all, here's the reason why they made this show. In Japan,
toys.
oh yeah, definitely. Bandai is a toy company, and apparently the Gunpla, Gundam action figures, that's what they're called, Gunpla. Apparently, is selling crazy in Japan, but they apparently saw in their sales it start to slowly decline, and they're like, what the fuck is going on? I guess people they're just losing interest, and then they decided to say, you know what, we're going to create a anime about the toys we're going to sell you, and we're going to do it like this. We're going to basically do it like Yu-Gi-Oh, where there's going to be kids, they're going to have these Gunpla action figures, and they're going to put it on they call it a GP place. They put it on their little base, and a hologram no, it's not even a hologram version. The actual action figure flies out there and fights the other action figures and whatnot. And they actually, when you're actually watching it, it actually does look like a real Gundam fight, until they actually start breaking the fight, then you start seeing the little joints.
Can you see that the kids' faces peering over the battlefield or something like that?
Yeah, they still do that and whatnot. So they still actually, when you're actually watching the actual Gundam or Gunpla fights, they still look like actual Gundam fights. And the fights are actually better than some of the Gundam anime I've seen in the past. This is probably some of the best I've ever seen as far as fight scenes. And these are coming from
crazy.
So I'm like, okay, go ahead.
Okay, can you give us some background on the world? Like, is this a tournament? Is this just like one-on-one fight?
It's definitely a tournament anime. So you know how tournament animes go. They will give you the main character, and he obviously wants to be the Gunpla World Tournament champion. And obviously there's a whole bunch of other people out there. And what they tried to do is they actually use all of the Gundam anime that we knew before in this show. So they're really trying to sell these fucking action figures to you, dude. Like when right after an episode ends, they have this little commercial of, buy our action figures, yada yada yada. But apparently when they did this shit, sales fucking spiked again. So whatever the fuck they did, it fucking worked. And it's a great fucking show. I wouldn't even say, oh, this is just a fucking, cash in.
It's a 30-minute commercial.
Yeah, this is a giant fucking commercial. It's definitely more than that, because that's what I thought it was before I watched it. I thought, this is a fucking commercial, I'm not watching this. It's probably gonna have a shitty fucking story, yada yada yada. But they have all of the fucking if you know your Gundam knowledge and you watch this shit, you can be like, ooh, this is Burning Gundam from Mobile Fighter G. This is Wing Gundam. They're all inside there, and these little kids are using them, and they're actually like customizing these shit to their
fighting style.
Yeah, fighting style and whatnot. So they actually have like a Wing Zero Gundam, but it's not really Wing. It's the way he wanted to. He changed the paint job and everything. So, dude, Build Fighters Try is really fucking good, man. Oh my god, definitely something you have to watch if you have knowledge on Gundam, because
What if you don't have knowledge? Could you just jump right in and still enjoy it?
That is a good question. I have no fucking clue. But the fight scenes will get you. I'll tell you what, the fight scenes will definitely get you. It might even get fucking Big Boss, dude.
I think in general with like shows like that, especially since they're kind of pushed toward kids, that's why they probably don't need to worry too much about the lineage of the Gundam, because it's like, all right, if you're an older Gundam fan and you're watching, it's like, oh, okay, there's some nostalgia there, but other than that, it's just
it's ridiculous nostalgia. Ridiculous.
But I think in general they don't go into too much detail into it. It's kind of like the way I think it was called G Gundam or something like that, where it was just like a fighting, it was just like a fighting tournament, and that was meant for like younger audiences too. So they didn't get into all the whole like they blah blah Gundam. They didn't get into all that stuff. It was just like, oh, they're in a big tournament, and then the main character just wants to beat the shit out of everybody,
Yeah, and in the season 1 is about a kid who has a Gundam who's based off, and the Gundam is based off a Gundam in Seed. In season 2, it takes place a couple years after that season, and this main character has a Gundam that is based off of Burning Gundam, the fighting one. So they definitely can get crazy with the fight scenes now in this one. So like last episode, he literally called it a Tatsumaki Hurricane Flaming Kick. Nice. And the Gundam was in the sky spinning with a giant fire tornado around him. I was like, this shit looks extremely
So do the children control the Gundams themselves, or do they call it commands?
Yeah,
or
they have they have like these weird holographic spheres they put their hand on. They control the action figure. And it's funny because when you see one of the action figures lose, they're like, "No, my Gunpla!" And you just see all the little toy pieces fall, and he's like, "I gotta build it again." And apparently, it takes them like a month to build these stuff, so they take care of it and whatnot. And apparently, that's how these Gunpla fans in real life are. If one of their little Gunplas break, they get fucking depressed, dude. Apparently, I saw this one dude on YouTube who does these Gunpla reviews, and he was like, "Man, I'm so depressed, man. My Wing Zero, the wing kind of broke off. Man, I'm having a terrible day, man. I might have to buy this thing." And apparently that Wing Zero custom Gunpla he bought was like over $130.
Jeez.
I was like, damn. So I understand why he fucking
probably bought the master grade.
Yeah, he probably did. Those master grades don't fuck around. So these kids in these show, man. This kid was heading to the tournament, and these dudes like stopped him. They were about to jump him for his Gunpla. They're like, "Give me your Gunpla." And I'm like, "Whoa, yeah!" Like, this dude was in this room working on his Gunpla for 2 months, and on his way to the tournament, this dude was ready to jump his ass.
Why did you have it out? That's in my book.
Well, he just had it in the suitcase. He was all hyped up, ready for his match, and they just came out of the bushes and they're like, "Give me your shit." I was like, "God damn, it's a fucking action figure." But apparently,
your Gunpla, nigga.
Yeah, they didn't say that obviously, but they might as well have. They had real fucking knives and they're ready to shank this dude. I'm like, wow. Yeah, it's like, it's over $100, so obviously it has some.
I always find it far-fetched because people are killing people over Jordans these days. So
yeah, I know, right?
Japan, they don't have
fucking sneakers. Yeah, they're probably in Japan. Midnight release for fucking Burning Gundam. People getting shot over there or stabbed with katanas. I don't know. But yeah, Build Fighters Try. I definitely feel stupid for judging it before I even saw it, because it's probably one of my favorite Gundam anime I've been watching for a while now. Because like I said, all of them start the same way, so a lot of people have been saying, "Oh, Gundam, they're all the same. They have all the same story. You have your character with a mask who's trying to be Char Aznable. You have all of the Gundams have a character with a mask, and the majority of the Gundams have a Hado. So all of them try to be, the Amuro Raid story, but twist a little bit, So some of the fans who've been watching Gundam are just like, they're all the same. Nothing's really changing. There's this, there's that. I kind of know what's gonna happen. So when it came to this, they don't know what's gonna fucking happen. It's fucking great. It's fucking great. So I love that. I love that one.
Awesome. All right, is that it? Or you got one more?
Yeah, you know what? I'm
And
gonna
one
end
more
it there.
thing.
Yeah.
Because you know Ray's gonna say the stuff that I'm gonna say, so I'm just gonna hop in when he does. But that was half a list. That was half
All
a
right,
list.
yeah, we'll save some for next month. I want to ask you this, Rico. How the fuck do you watch so much anime and have time to game, man?
When I,
He's not writing for a website.
True. That's definitely one
I'm
thing.
like, I ain't got time,
That's
man.
that is definitely a great answer. First of all, I'm not writing for a site. Second of all, that's where all my free time goes. Is either today it's all gaming or today it's all anime. You know, and when it's today all anime, I'll watch a shit ton of stuff, and I'll take like I said, I'll shuffle between gaming and anime, so neither of them get burnt out to me. If I ever feel burnt out in gaming, I'll go watch anime, and vice versa. So
Well, that's cool.
right now it's gaming time because Xenoverse is fucking sucking me off.
Yeah.
Xenoverse is amazing right now. So I'm on a gaming thing right now.
Yeah, I've been seeing
But-
you posting the pictures and stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. I was on Twitter. I was just like, man, I'm behind in everything, dude. The only thing I've been watching is Parasyte on Wednesdays, and that's it. Parasyte and Gundam Build Fighters Try. Everything else, Kuroko no Basket. I haven't watched Gato. I already told I didn't watch Assassination Classroom. Everything else I've been like, oh yeah, I'm behind at least one episode, and since Xenoverse came out, so yeah, I'm on a little hiatus right now.
Nice.
Minus
Yeah,
some shows.
I'll talk about that later. But that, Parasite watching that was a little tough for me because the order dropped. It's like shit.
I know, right? Yeah.
All right, so let's move on. Lorraine, what have you been watching?
Shoot. I've been watching. Let's see. I've been watching Tokyo Ghoul.
Tokyo.
You know,
Uh-oh.
other than Riku, I think we discussed this a little bit.
Yeah.
The previous episode. I'm more patient than Riku. I can hold back on if the anime is censored. It's really the story that really matters to me. Like, if the story's good enough, I will stick around and then buy the Blu-ray and watch it all uncut because Tokyo Ghoul is pretty fucking interesting.
Yes,
Especially Kandaki's story where he's at right now. Let's see. What else am I watching? Haikyuu. Holy shit. That anime has me hooked.
And it's a volleyball anime.
It's a volleyball anime. Like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, I told you, man, these sports animes.
I never had the urge to play volleyball in my life.
Me neither, dude. I played volleyball in high school, and I was spiking people in the face, and I was just like, yeah, I spiked you in the face. That's what we used to do back in high school. We were a bunch of black dudes, and we were just like, you know what? Apparently, they didn't want us playing basketball, because apparently that's all they want to do. They're like, you know what? You're going to play something different. We're going to play volleyball for a month. And everyone's like, ah. They're like, you know what? If we're going to play volleyball, people are getting fucked up. So everyone was like, okay, we're going to spike you in the face until you bleed. So that's what everyone was doing. So when you see it, when I saw it in Haikyuu, I was just like, wow, that brings back some memories.
I was about to say, it takes you back, man.
Takes me back. They do some crazy stuff in that anime, dude.
Yeah.
Are you caught up on Haikyuu?
I'm not completely caught up, but I'm still watching it.
What episode?
Dragon Ball Xenoverse has me sidetracked a bit. I'm like on episode 12 or 13 or so.
12?
They in the tournament. I forgot what it's
How many
called.
episodes does season 1 have again? Do you remember?
I don't know. Probably like 25, maybe 25, 30.
Okay. Did they introduce the character with the spiky hair yet?
That's like every character.
You mean Goku?
Goku.
Okay, he has two different color hairs. He has I think it's brown and blonde, but he kind of looks like Vegeta's hairstyle, kind of.
Oh my god, I thought that was a joke. It's like introduced the guy with the spiky hair.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. The only people that stick out to me is like the aces of the team on like the setters. If they're a side character, I probably forget about them.
That makes me think of a picture I saw. I think you guys probably saw it too. Like, it was a guy that obviously had like Dragon Ball Z type hair, and the caption was like Barbara was like, "Hey guy, you want a haircut?" It's like, "Yeah, I want a haircut. What kind of haircut you want?" "I need to defeat Frieza. I got you."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. That shit was hilarious. But no, the reason I mentioned that spiky hair kid is because, first of all, he looks extremely interesting. He looks different from all the other characters. Second of all, the main character in this show, he's really tiny, and when it comes to volleyball, you kind of want to be tall, and he wants to be like the best spiker ever. So
Hey,
you can definitely see how that can be some issues. So in episode 1, he comes in like, I want to be the best spiker ever, and I was like, you're basically a fucking midget, dude. You know? And when the kid shows off, he's jumping like super fucking high and shit, and he's like spiking like crazy. And I think this is production IG again. I think so. When he's doing all of this, it's looking fucking amazing. So it's just like, don't sleep on that little kid, man.
The thing that really attracts me to this anime is not from its actions, animation, or anything. It's from its comedy. Like, it takes a lot for me to laugh out loud. Like, I could be like, oh, acknowledge if something's funny. I'm like, oh, that's pretty funny. But it's a whole new level if they actually make me laugh out loud. If I'm actually just like, oh shit, that made me laugh. That's fucking funny as fuck. They have ongoing jokes like their manager is like the cutest manager of all time, and so everyone falls in love with her from a different team. And they're so protective of her, and it's just really funny. And even the enemies end up falling in love with her. Like, can we talk to her? They're like, no, and they just block them off and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. When it comes to that show, they definitely actually try to give you a story outside of the volleyball. But when they actually do get into these matches, they get pretty crazy, man. Like that one kid who, I don't know if you saw it yet, but I'll just say the movie did. He basically spiked the ball backwards. I was like, what the hell? Like,
I haven't seen that yet. But yeah, I can't wait to see what's coming up next. Because right now they're going against the Iron Wall. I forgot the official name of the school, but they're just basically this team of tall people that can buck the shit out of all your spikes. And
that's what they call the Iron Wall.
Yeah, so that makes you feel hopeless when you're trying to go up against them and try to score. Really known for their defense. Yeah, it's just basically it. Like, I'm really excited to see how it progresses, what special moves everyone comes up with, and where they go from there.
When it comes to special moves and whatnot, that's for Kuroko no Basket. When it comes to this show, it's kind of like every character is a one-trick pony. Like I said, the main character, all he wants to do is spike. That's all he fucking cares about. You'll never see him set him up. There's the character for that.
Oh yeah, and I like, and they also acknowledge the tropes that's in sports animes, like how every guy on the team has a special move or something like that. Like, they make a name for it. Like, for example, Kuroko no Basket, how Kiyoshi's like Vine Claw, and grabs the ball with his head and stuff like that. And one of the characters in the anime was like, I was doing a special move, they're like, Rolling Thunder! And they hit it. And then where's the character's like, that's just a regular save. What are you doing? And they just just totally make fun of him. And they acknowledge
the kid Buzzcut, and he's like awkward.
No, that's not him. That's not him. He's funny too, but like, it's their what you call it? I forgot the position. They Libra or something. The guy that protects the ball from him hit on the court.
Oh, okay.
The main defensive guy. Every time during practice, he only does this during practice. He's like, Rolling Thunder 2! And he just dives and saves it. And everyone makes fun of him for doing that, even though it's very common in sports anime. So I really love that they acknowledge that and just making fun of that. But yeah, it's really good anime, high quality animation. What's the studio that's doing it? The animation for it?
Production IG.
Production IG. They always
let me make sure of that. Yeah, I could have swore,
man.
Yeah, I could have swore it was Production IG that's doing that one.
All right, Lori, what else you got, man?
Okay, I got Kuroko no Basket. Riku already went through that. We all enjoying that. The animation is seamless. It's really beautiful. I highly recommend that. Assassination Classroom. I kind of dropped that because I didn't make a conscious decision. It was just nothing that was really keeping me grappled to it. So I just put it on the burner for now. I also went to Sunday, I think. No, Monday. Past Monday, went to downtown Seattle, watched a screening of the last Naruto movie, and that was pretty fucking good. But it was
I've been hearing some good stuff about it.
It was a tease. It was a tease when it comes to certain stuff in that anime, in that movie, especially when it came to Sasuke. It teased you the whole damn time. I'm not gonna put any spoilers out there, but yeah.
Yeah, I heard that movie sold out, dude. Everywhere.
Let's see.
Death Parade, man.
Well, Deparade. Thank you.
Mhm.
See, my memory is horrible right now, but like on Deparade, this anime will have you sitting on the edge of your seat every episode because it just introduces these two new characters. It's like just like Riku says, it's like kind of like a monster of the week instead. It's like the two new characters of the week. They
Mhm.
it's about like this agency of people. It's like kind of like you could call it like a death agency where like they get dead people in and they judge those people on their past and their current actions to see if they go to heaven or hell. And in order to do that, they put them in extreme conditions to see how they act. So to see if they either can get resurrected, not resurrected, but what's it called?
Reincarnated.
Reincarnated. Yes,
Mhm.
reincarnated, or go to the void. You know, where the soul disappears and
Mhm. And I think it was.
disperses.
I think they mentioned at the beginning of the anime that um I think there was I could have sworn they mentioned this at the beginning though. There was four options where you have to go when you die: heaven,
Hmm.
hell, and then it's the void or reincarnation. And that agency is for the void or
For
reincarnation. And the void is your soul is completely gone. It's thrown in the garbage. You don't exist anymore. And reincarnation is basically the opposite. Recycled. You go back to Earth. Try again. Obviously, heaven and hell. You go to heaven for all eternity. You go to hell for all eternity. But apparently, there's two more, and that's what this anime is about. But it's cool.
and what I like about this anime, sometimes it's ambiguous, where you have to like actually talk to people about the conclusion of the episode. Like me and Riki was arguing, like, we're debating back and forth. Like, no, that person was in the void. Nah, that person went to heaven. Nah, they both went to heaven. We was actually was having an
Yeah.
in-depth conversation. I'm like, no, look at the color of the mask. Look at the mask itself.
Yeah, because at the end of the episode, when they send the two characters to um either reincarnation or the void, they go to an elevator, and the elevator takes you to the void or reincarnation. And the only way you can tell which one they're going to is by on top of the elevator. There's like this mask that if it's a happy mask, they're getting reincarnated. If it's like a devil mask with horns, you're getting sent to the void. And sometimes when they're going through the elevator, they don't show that. So they're just like, oh, which one did they go to,
They
people?
do
They
that
don't
shit on
fucking tell you.
purpose.
Yeah, they do that on
Yeah.
purpose because
Or like they
they.
don't give you like a clear picture of it. And like the thing
Yeah.
is that they change up the mask. Like the mask change on top of the elevator every single time, so it's not gonna be the same mask. So like in the beginning of the show, we didn't know the concept, so everyone was guessing like okay, the masks
Mhm.
stay the same. Like the left side is the good side, the right side is the bad side, and like everyone assumed that like at least one person has to go to hell and one person go to
Mhm.
heaven. The void being hell, heaven being reincarnation. Um, and it's just like a lot of meta games when it came to that, and
Mhm.
like and people have to guess, discuss in the comments. You can see in the comments of below the video, like, oh, this person went to hell because of this, that. But like, my using my observation skills, you know, I noticed that like, the mask changed. Like the first episode, it was like, well, only mask, only being the mean spirited demon one, the one peaceful mask. And like the second and like I don't know if it was the second and third one, it ended up being like two peaceful masks. Like no one
Mhm.
really paid attention to it. Really, they only saw a glimpse of it, and so they like
Mhm.
thought it was gonna be heaven or hell that both of them went to. Well, either
Yeah.
one went to heaven or hell, but ultimately they both ended up going to heaven. And like another good thing about this episode, don't know what you're gonna get. In the episode, you don't
Mhm.
know what you're gonna get because it's gonna
Yeah.
be two new people every single time, and they're going to be put in a new situation. And the thing is, when the people come into the room, they're made to believe that they're playing for their lives. Because they play. Okay, let me start this over. Two people come down to the elevators, go to this bar. The guy says like, you got to play this game, or you will die. If you don't play, or if you lose. So these people think they're about to die, if they lose the game. So it makes them do certain things they don't normally do, bring the darkness outside their heart, so the arbiter can judge them correctly. So
Mhm.
it puts people in some precarious situations where it's pretty interesting. Like this one lady, it was like this one lady, you didn't think she had it in her, you just started beating the shit out of this guy that was beating them.
Yeah.
Like
Like when they're playing the game, she's losing the game. She runs over there and starts beating this dude's ass so she can win her game. I'm like, what the fuck? There's like that definitely brought out the true side of her. And the reason they don't know that they're already dead is because when they enter that room, the arbiters take away their memory of like the last couple of days. So when they come in here, they're all the first question they always ask is, "I can't remember what I was doing last." And by the end of the episode, they realize, "Oh
They
yeah,
they remember that they're
died."
dead. But like by the time like the game's over, they at that moment they realize that they're dead, and they're
Mhm.
like, "Oh shit!" And
Mhm.
like,
Yeah, and
and
that's when
oh,
they're like, "Fuck."
You know what that
and
reminds me of? Anybody ever see the original movie version of Tales from the Crypt from the 60s?
Yeah.
Remember they were all
Yeah,
sitting
that
in a
one.
room and they had no idea how they got there, and the guy just gets them all talking, and
Mm-hmm.
then it
Yeah.
works up to the moment that they died and what they were doing and why they were, because they were all horrible,
They were
but
all
they didn't know
horrible.
what they did. Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah, I wouldn't
man,
be
that guy
surprised to see
killed
that
Peter
now.
Cushing.
I wouldn't be
What
surprised
is
if this is
What do you say
inspired by
that
that.
movie is? What did you say this movie is called?
Tales from the Crypt,
It's the original one,
the original,
I
not the HBO series. There's
and
a
not Demon Knight.
Yeah, not
I like
that.
the Demon Knight one with Jada Pinkett Smith. Was that her? Was that the one?
That had her. Yeah, that Demon Knight she was in that.
Yeah,
So
but
this
it's not.
Tales
It
from the
has
Crypt.
nothing to do with that. It's
This
just like,
was from the 60s. Yeah.
yeah. So like the Crypt Keeper is not like a skeleton. He looks the way he kind of looks in the comics, where he's just some old dude.
Yeah,
And then-
No,
it doesn't
He doesn't
cackle
sound.
laugh.
He doesn't even sound like that. He's like, and you will be judged. You know, he's like just like an old creepy.
He's
guy.
not like, welcome, my pigs.
No, it's
Tales
not-
from the crypt.
Yeah. So it's funny because when you were describing that, I'm like, man, that sounds really like the old Tales from the Crypt. Like they were all being judged and they were all horrible people when they start telling that story. Like, oh shit, and I did die. It's like, that's right, you go to hell now, motherfucker.
That's pretty cool. I definitely gotta check that one. That sounds interesting. It sounds inspired by Tales from the Crypt, so I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Anything else, Lorraine?
One more thing about it too is that the judge, the arbiter, can get it wrong. That they're always
Uh-oh.
basing stuff off on the surface and what they see and the memories. So they are susceptible to mistakes too. So
Yeah, they're not absolute.
Interesting.
Yo, man,
Yeah,
Arbiter,
so-
you fucked up.
exactly, like one episode.
Yeah,
One
that actually
episode. Yeah, after one episode, the became one person was sent to hell, one person sent to heaven, but one person was just faking like being evil, so that I don't know, so that one person won't feel bad because he's, since he's dead, that's gonna be his last memory. She didn't want his last memory to be tainted, so she ended up just sacrificing herself for him, and the judge couldn't tell that, and so the judge just sent her to hell and had her soul sent to the void. I was like, damn, you fucked up,
Yeah.
man.
That is fucked up.
Damn.
And the thing about these arbiters are, they're not human. They have never lived. So now, around the episodes we're getting to, they're asking the question, why are these arbiters even qualified to judge the
People.
living when they've never lived before, you know?
Ooh, it's a good question.
Yeah,
And-
so we're starting to
and-
get into some deep stuff.
And yet the lore is expanding. They keep
Yeah.
on showing us more and more of
About the
their world.
arbiters.
The world and universe and the place where they live at. There's still mystery surrounding the whole area, the whole death agency. We don't know really what's going on. We only see parts, bits and pieces. So it's gonna be it's gonna be a new thing every episode. So I'm really excited to watch it.
I'm really interested in this one.
Death Parade is fucking deep. I might have to recommend that in one of the anime assignments down in the future. It's Madhouse animated, stories on point. Death Parade is definitely that's definitely one of those shows where it's like, even if I'm playing a video game, when it's Friday, which it is, I'm gonna watch me some fucking Death Parade. Probably gonna watch it after the show.
Thanks.
Anything else that we've been watching, Rico? That's of note.
Were you watching Fate since
Oh
last time?
yes, Fate. Fate. Yeah, I think I mentioned Fate, but Fate Stay Night is about I want to say wizards or something. What? There's a more proper word to call them, but like it's
Yeah, they're
about,
like defining the Holy Grail War and stuff.
yeah,
like that.
exactly. Find the Holy Grail World War, and this takes place 10 years after Fate Zero. So you catch up with some familiar characters like Toka, and you see like previous, yeah, and it's just them fighting each other for the Holy Grail, so they can end up getting the one wish they wanted. And you know the fights are amazing. The animation is perfect.
Oh my god!
What you call it?
I was doing that. Oh, let me say something because it was actually on one of my lists when I said I had half of them. Last time we were on Otanime, I did say that I was going to watch everything Fate, and I did. I watched Fate Zero, I watched Fate Stay Night, the one that came out in 2006, and then Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, the one that started last year.
Wait, hold on. I need to stop you. Which one was the first one that came out?
The first one was the one that came out in 2006. It's just called Fate Stay Night.
Fate Stay Night. Okay, I was just making sure. I'm like, did I watch the wrong one first? Because I saw first Fate Stay Night first. I didn't see.
Yeah. Fate Stay Night came out first, and then they decided to do a prequel, which is Fate.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And then they decided to do Fate Stay Night over again, but with a different route. Because remember, this is based off a video game, and you know how video games are. They have different routes. Ending, true ending. So apparently, Fate Stay Night had 3 main endings. They had Fate Stay Night, the one that appeared in 2006. Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, which was apparently the true ending in the video game, and Fate Stay Night Heaven's Heel, which is the secret ending in the video game. And, you know, they showed us the route in 2006, Fate Stay Night, the original route. And then Unlimited Blade Works is the one that just started last year. And apparently this one is supposed to be the best one, and I can see why. They're gonna show something real fucking crazy in April when it comes back.
And there's this nickname actually going around for it called Fate Stay Night Unlimited A Budget Works.
Yeah, because
the animation is always top peak.
Yeah, the fucking the animation studio is called Ufotable, and these guys, in my opinion, they're better than Production IG. They're better than Madhouse. They're better than like.
That's saying a lot right there, Riku.
That is saying a shit ton, dude. I didn't think it was possible to be better than Production IG and fucking Madhouse. And Ufotable is a.
Is that the same company that did Fate Stay Night? Because I thought Fate Stay Night was good, but it didn't impress me.
They did not do Fate Stay Night.
Okay, that's why.
They did Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. They did not do Fate Zero. That was done by a different animation studio, and apparently this animation studio that did it back in 2006, they feel like shit right now because now the fucking Unlimited Blade Works came out and they saw how Ufotable's doing it. They're just like, man, we're kind of mad that we did it like this.
Wow.
Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works has some of the best animation I've ever fucking seen in my entire life, dude.
I gotta see this shit then.
Fucking crazy. And Achilles Knight warned me before I watched it. I was like, dude, this is gonna be some of the best shit you've ever seen in your entire fucking life. And I was like, no.
This shit right here, nigga. This shit right here,
nigga. This is gonna blow your fucking mind as far as animation. I was like, there's no fucking way. You know, I said I'm gonna watch everything in HD just so I see the best. I can give the best judgment. And when I finished it, I was, you know when you don't really want to admit something, but you know it is what it is. Yeah. That's what I felt afterwards. Like, damn, he was right. This shit is fucking amazing. I didn't want to admit it. I was like, yeah, Ufotable. Apparently they're doing God Eater 2 Rageburst that's coming up for the PS4. Okay. It has their cutscenes are anime, and Ufotable did that also. Because I remember when I saw the little trailers that God Eater 2 is coming out with, and I was like, wow, look at the animation on that. Imagine if that was a fucking anime. That looks fucking amazing. Who did that? Ufotable. Like, god damn. And apparently they did, before Toriko had an anime, that Toei fucking did, and they fucking did a terrible job of it. Before it got that anime, they had a OVA, and that was done by Ufotable. And apparently that was amazing, and that was the reason why Toriko got all its fans in the first place. And then Toei bought it, and they were like, yeah, we're going to do an anime now. And everyone was hyped, and then, you know, obviously, Toei dropped the ball. They could not fucking touch Ufotable.
I got to check the studio out there.
Yeah, Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, and Fate Zero.
Must watch.
Yeah.
Right. You got anything else, Lorray? You good?
I think I'm good.
Awesome. All right, let's move on. Manny, what have you been watching?
I've been watching Columbo. That's not anime.
Tell us about Columbo, man.
Nah, yeah, it's, I haven't really had. I mean, the only thing I've actually been watching is actually our you know, the anime of the month thing. You know, and I haven't really had much time to look at anything else.
All right, so let's move on.
That's me.
I guess I should have said you last. I was saying myself last because I only saw or two anime. Chris, what about you, man? What have you been watching?
Besides the homework anime, I still keep up with Sailor Moon Crystal, and I'm kind of annoyed that they immediately went to the kid. What's her name? Rini. I showed up, and I'm like, already this fucking brat. I'm like, did the
Is that the
ratings
kid
fall
with the
already?
pink hair?
Yeah, her daughter from the future. I was like,
Oh, wow.
no. I was like, no. Man.
Mini Moon.
Did you know how many episodes the original Sailor Moon had?
Shit, I don't know. The first season was like, I don't know, close to 50 episodes or maybe more.
Yeah, I remember I was looking it up the other day, and it was like 192 or some shit like that.
Yeah, there was a lot of filler in the old show. Remember the old show had a ton of filler. They would do things like, hey, let's go over to so-and-so's house and make marshmallows, and they didn't even fight anything. It's like, this show just got to the fucking point. Like, they just had fights. Like, she made friends per episode. She's like, I meet Mars now, Mercury, boom, boom, we're friends.
Consider this like the DBZ Kai version of Sailor Moon?
Yeah, it's just all out. Here's your fucking pen. Transform, fight, boom, and then they fought Queen Beryl, killed her ass. I was like, holy shit! They just got seriously. Yeah.
How many episodes they're supposed to have if they're running through all of this like this?
I don't know. Like,
because
they already finished the Beryl arc in 14 episodes.
Damn,
that was
I heard they don't have an episode every week. Is that true?
No, it's every other week.
Oh, so it's like bi-weekly.
Yeah.
How's the animation on it?
You know what? Some of it's a little sloppy, I gotta say. Like, there's some design problems, like they get off model, and I know people don't like when they do they do their magical girl transformation or whatever. It's like a cell shaded poser looking thing, like.
Yeah.
That, it looks fine. I'm like, they're doing crazy angles that they never used to do, so they needed a cheap way to do it, so I guess they did it that way.
I did not know this. Do you know who Sailor Moon Crystal's animation studio is?
Who?
Toei.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been hearing some stuff about Toei within the last few years that they've been falling off as far as animation goes, and that hurts me because Toei was like the shit back in the day.
I know, right?
This show definitely has some design issues, but I noticed what they're doing is they're actually going back and fixing it for the Blu-ray. There's like pictures coming out where they actually have fixed scenes. The scenes that we're seeing now that I'm seeing on Crunchyroll like look different when they show them what they're going to release. So yeah, they're actually fixing it, but yeah, the initial run they must have been rushing through it, but some stuff looks janky.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I want to know. I know I'm definitely interested to figure out how many episodes Sailor Moon Crystal is supposed to have. Well, no, this one. I want to know how much this one is supposed to have.
See, because this one is probably one I would watch because it's like less episodes.
Yeah, and they're skipping stuff from the old show. Like the old show had like that filler season where there was a tree in space and those two aliens were like stealing souls to feed the tree, and that was because the manga wasn't caught up, so they just made that shit up.
It's Sailor Moon High.
Yeah, they just skipped that whole thing. They went right to Rini and the future story, and they're just running with it.
Okay, so there's 16 episodes out right now, and they're supposed to have 26.
Yeah, and they're already 2 episodes into the new arc, so.
They're probably trying to get through everything really quickly to get to the stuff that they didn't get to in the other show.
Good point.
Kind of like the way Brotherhood did that, where it's like, oh, you've already seen this a million times.
I think the creator didn't like the old show. I don't think she liked it too much. Like, I noticed the designs for them now. They look more like the manga. Like, they're really tall. They're like kind of clamp style.
Mm-hmm.
They have really long limbs, really long proportions now.
That's pretty cool. I gotta check that one out.
Fun fact, I think we said this last episode, the creator of Sailor Moon, she is the wife of Yoshihiro Togashi, the creator of Yu Yu Hakusho.
Ooh, interesting.
Damn, I love that show.
Yeah, you should tell him to finish it.
I know, right? Me and the Ray have this joke like when Togashi's not fucking writing Hunter x Hunter manga, he's fucking a Sailor Moon wife. She's getting fucking money right now because her shit is banging apparently. So he's just chilling back and collecting that Sailor Moon money, playing Dragon Quest.
He doesn't have to work anymore.
That's so funny.
Dragon Quest Heroes now he's done.
Yeah, he's getting money off his woman now, you know.
Speaking of that, people that's making money, fucking Akira Toriyama is rolling dough because Xenoverse came out. Dragon Quest Heroes. Come on now,
he gets royalties for that shit too, man.
Yeah, I tried to balance out Parasyte, and I started watching Dragon Collection. That show is just like Digimon Light. I just was like bored after I got 3 episodes in. I'm like, yo, this shit is boring.
Oh man.
I just look lighthearted, and after Parasyte, like shit, I'm gonna have nightmares. This looks colorful. Let me watch this for a little bit.
You needed a balance. All right, Chris. Anything else? That it?
and Parasyte.
Yes. All right, we'll get to that. All right, for me, the same shit I watch on Toonami every week. Dragon Ball Z Kai. Right now, Goku finally got to the fucking battlefield, so it's on. Now, see, I'm torturing myself because I could easily just watch all of this shit on Kiss Anime. And Riku, I could never thank you enough for introducing me to this fucking
Kiss
site.
Anime,
I could easily watch all of this shit because it's Dragon Ball Z, dude. I could just sit down and watch.
Yeah, but you know
Dude,
what? You know why, Tony? You're a lazy motherfucker. That's why.
Why? Explain.
No, man, you're waiting for everything to come on the fucking Toonami and get all edited and shit when you can easily just watch it on any one of those sites online.
Yeah, but the thing is, I like the anticipation, man. It's like, ooh, this is good. So I'm forcing myself to just wait every week because it feels so damn good. It's like, oh, I'm waiting for it. Like, when Toonami comes on, I usually watch it, like, on Sunday afternoon, right? Dragon Ball Z, not Dragon Ball Z. I watch that shit almost live. Like, I'll wait 10 minutes, then I'll watch the shit. Like, Dragon Ball Z, let's go.
That's me in, like, these weekly shows, man. Like, when it's Parasyte time, it's Parasyte time. When it's Death Parade time, it's Death Parade time. So I feel you on that. The anticipation, when someone tells me, I can't watch these weekly animes, I gotta watch when it's all out. I was like, dude, some of the fun part is, like, you have something to look forward to every week.
Even though it's the same shit I've always seen, but I like the way they edit Dragon Ball Z Kai, Like, dude, I've been watching this shit for 10 weeks. Goku's already on the battlefield he's about to face off Vegeta. It took like 10 months for that to happen originally, So it's great. So yeah, I'm watching that. I'm watching Gurren Lagann, obviously. Here's the thing about Gurren Lagann. For some reason, I forgot most of the shit that happened at the end. So it's like I'm watching it for the first time with the fucking moon, the big face and stuff. That was great. And I like seeing Manny, you're gonna get angry at me. Simone, how he became a fucking man, and it's funny. I didn't realize how much like Kamina he became the first time around. Like, dude, he's almost like Kamina, just with a little bit more brains. He's like almost the same guy. He's always yelling and stuff. And right now they're about to go off into space to defeat the anti-spirals. Naruto, I'm watching Naruto Shippuden, and here's the funny thing about Naruto Shippuden. I'm watching all that shit again because I got up to episode like 260. Like in the Japanese one, but then I fell off and stuff. So right now they finally got to where it's on, it's completely widescreen now, right? It's not just 4:3. But it's funny, it coincides with the first filler arc. So it's like, oh fuck, So I got to go through all that. What else am I watching? Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, Kill la Kill, let's go. That's the new one right there. It's fucking great.
How many episodes in are you on Kill la Kill?
Only 3 episodes, and the 3rd episode was fucking insane. It was the main girl versus like the head of the school. Now here's the thing about Kill la Kill, because my mind is always like, what anime does this remind me of? It reminds me of Medaka, like like heavily
Medaka Box.
Medaka Box. It reminds me of that. It's like, okay, here's these kids in a high school, and they all have superpowers, and it's funny, like man, you remember when we were like in like junior high school and stuff, we would always like imagine what if crazy shit happened, like what if there were raptors and monsters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's in a weird way kind of like that. It's like, hey, what if you were in high school and you have to go to your classes and all this stuff, but in between classes you get into these epic battles with super powered other students, so it reminds me of that. And yeah, so the premise of it is like, I don't even know what the hell it is. I think it's in the future or something. And like these kids get like these Goku uniforms, they're called, and like the uniforms, if they're like 1 star to 3, and like the higher the star is, the more power you get, and like they feed off your blood too. And like the main girl's trying to figure out what happened to her father and stuff, and she suspects that the girl that runs the school, she's kind of like the queen, I guess. That's the best way I could describe it. Like, she had something to do with her, she knows, so she's trying to figure out what's going on with her father. The thing that sticks out to me with the show is, it's not the animation, which is great. It's by the same dudes did Gurren Lagann. It's actually the backgrounds. They look very, like, painterly. They're not very well refined, but I like that. They're kind of like like I'm missing the word for it now, but it's a very kind of ethereal.
They're watercolor paintings where it's just very loose and it's a lot of white in it. A lot of the pages left empty.
Yeah, so it kind of gives it this more kind of like dream quality to it, like it's not really happening. It's kind of happening in your mind and stuff. And I like the characters are fucking insane. Like everyone's crazy in the show. And yeah, I'm watching now, so I'm really looking forward to that. And,
how far are you into it?
Only 3 episodes.
Who's your favorite character so far?
I mean, besides the main girl, I kind of like her friend, the stupid kind of ditzy girl who always manages to get her panties shown off on every episode. But no, I haven't seen any of like the big main villains. I could almost guarantee I'm gonna like fall in love with one of the villains and stuff. Like, okay, that guy's crazy.
No, you know who I love in there? Her teacher. You know how he's like getting half naked when he like talks to her, like tells her shit, and all of a sudden his like pants come out, his shirt's open, he looks like a romance novel, and she's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
You know what I love about that? Like the first episode. Hold on, I gotta finish. This is the first episode where she puts on the Goku uniform for the first time. She's blushing the entire time. I thought that was great because her fucking titties are hanging out. Up till the right. What were you gonna say?
It may seem shallow. The whole anime, the whole like premise and the plot, but like it's actually deep. So I won't say it's super deep, but like it's mind blowing. Like the surprises and the twists that they come up with later.
Yeah, I kind of suspected that, because it's typical anime. The first episodes, you gotta start slow, right? Or at least just give you the big bang for your buck, and then later on they introduce the depth. So I'm definitely expecting that. People wouldn't be talking about this show if it was just a bunch of titties flopping around and a bunch of swords or whatever. I'm digging that. And then obviously let's just jump right into it. The anime of the month or whatever the fuck we're calling this, Parasyte. That's the next one that I've been watching. Riku, you recommended this shit, and I'm glad you did because this anime. This is the reason why I got into anime in the first place. It's fucking gory as shit, and it's adult. That's the reason I like Attack on Titan. I'm like, hey, this is cool. It's like it's bloody as shit. And I'll be honest, most anime nowadays, man, it bores the shit out of me because it's a bunch of high school kids and the slice of life stuff. Like I don't care about that.
What do you think about it when this one actually started off with a high school?
Yeah, that was like, wait, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. The thing is, but remember what happened before that? It already enticed me. Like these 2 people in a room, and then one guy's head turns into a monster.
That's before the opening cutscene, before the opening anime song starts. They show you that. You're like, what the fuck? Why are you gonna start me off like that?
Yeah. Now here's the funny thing. Like this anime is based off a manga that came out in the 80s, and you could tell it's from the 80s because to me it's heavily inspired by The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. Yeah. But at the same time, I know why they decided to make it an anime now because it has the high school shit that's so popular now, But I've noticed as the show's progressing, like it's leaning off the high school stuff and more about the mystery of the parasites. Because what happens is basically the premise is these aliens, the parasites, they're about this small, they're very tiny. They come to Earth. I'm guessing they're aliens. They haven't really said so at this point, and their goal is. The aliens, right? Okay, let's just get that out of the way. Because at this point, it sounds like, are we aliens or not? It's like, you're probably aliens. But anyway, their goal is they want to go into a person's head and take over their brain, and they want to eat other people. But as the show progresses, you find out that they have different personalities, too, just like humans. And the main character, Shinichi, his parasite, like, he tried to go in, but, he had headphones on, so he couldn't go in there. He tried to go into his nose, my man, he sneezes it out. So then he just crawls into his arm, and then he kind of becomes like a weirdo hybrid after his.
He was trying to go up his skin and shit, and he had like the earphones, and he wrapped it around it, trying to hold him down. I was like,
can I say I give that guy a lot of credit? Like out of sound sleep, he made a tourniquet out of his headphones. Yeah, prevented that shit from crawling up his arm. I can't even fucking find my clock in the morning, and this guy saw us. He's like, "Oh shit, a snake!" And he fucking had enough sense to do that. I'm like, all right, I give this guy a lot of credit.
And his dad comes in the room. He's like, "Are you doing drugs or something?"
See, they try to throw in a little humor in there, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a good balance though because the show's so dark, and then obviously what happens is, and I found this interesting because the main character, he's a little bitch. Let's just be honest, he's a little bitch.
He's definitely started off like that.
You know, and then after his mother gets taken over by a parasite and she stabs him to the heart, his parasite, Migi, he's like, oh shit, let me put 30% of myself inside his heart and throughout his system. And now the dude's a fucking badass. Like, after that point, it became a superhero show. Like, he has a secret identity to keep, and he's like a fuck. Like, remember in the first episode, they beat the shit out of him in the schoolyard and stuff? Then he fucks them all up after that. You know?
He doesn't even want to fucking fight them because he knows how unfair it was. He was just like, just dodging and what. You remember when he was actually getting beat, and Shinichi was like these guys are like a 5, these guys are like a 6.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that show, Manny, I definitely want to hear.
He was like a high 2.
Yeah, exactly. He was like a high 2. He must be like a 20 by now, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Manny, go ahead. What are some of your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was okay. I only got to episode 9. I actually kind of started getting bored of it. Seriously, it was like, you know, it was just like, oh well, he comes back now. He's Mr. Cool. He's got powers.
Did you feel when he came back? Did you feel a Spider-Man vibe?
I just thought it was like, oh well, now all of a sudden getting a parasite cures your vision and also gives you a new hair.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So I was like, oh whatever, you know, I'll stick with it, but I was already invested before, and I just felt like now all of a sudden, oh now he's Mr. Cool and he's got to do all do all this stuff, and then he has this other douchebag who's like, well, if you can't, you can't do anything against me because I'm better than you, and if you do, I'll fucking kill all your people. So I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, I'm glad they killed his dumbass. Remember the first kid that was like against him and stuff?
Oh, Shinada, yeah.
Yeah, the way he killed him was fucking awesome too, man. Like he was on the other side. Yeah.
So the more interesting part is that at least in this point in time, they're not even talking about the more interesting stuff. We're just kind of going through the high school phase. So it's like, you know, like, so it's like, you know, like the father part where it's like you find out, you know, I'm like, hey, look, there's something interesting. I want to stay with that. No, we got to deal with some more kid drama.
Well, they get away from that though. Go ahead, Lorraine.
Yeah, they get away from that big time. You won't run into that anymore. You know, at this point, we're hitting the series. I just recently watched the anime, see where y'all was at. Because I read the manga, so I know everything that's gonna happen. But like, at this point, it's like a departure from him being a kid, being innocent, all that stuff.
They also did a weird thing. Like as soon as he got the one inside of him, all of a sudden he aged like 20 years.
He definitely got
his eye, he looks taller, and then he's got, you know, he just looks like a different person now.
But they explain it. It makes sense because like 30% of Migi was swept up in him, so he's part parasite. So his emotions are different from most humans. He's mostly neutral. He doesn't.
I think he just has an affinity toward anger. It's like, oh, this dog died. All right, I'll just toss it in the garbage.
But that's not really anger. It's just he doesn't care. Why?
No.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you know, I'll just throw this, and then he's thinking about that other fucker, right, with the, you know, the other parasite dude at the school, and he starts getting pissed off. So it's like, okay.
Actually, but you know what it is though. Remember, the parasites are prone to hostility. You know, that's their nature. Remember what happened to him. Remember, like once he got that, because he was all like, he was the first parasite that he met that was like calm and collected. But as soon as like, you know, they threw that acid shit in his face, he showed his real nature. Exactly. So that anger is like their normal nature, basically.
Yeah.
So what I'm about to go into with Parasite is the depth of it. It's really deep. It has lots of underlying concepts of it. You know, just like you know, Frankenstein, like, you know, Frankenstein's monster. You know, do I deserve to live? You know, even the way I look and stuff like that. It's just like that with parasites. They like just like humans. Humans have a dark nature to them. Like we kill, we eat, we feed on stuff. Like we eat pigs. You know, we're like just like Tammy said on the roof. We eat pigs. We are considered monsters to pigs because we eat them, but we eat them so we can survive, so we can live off of them, sustain. That's what parasites do. At the same time, you know, so we're the pigs to the parasites, and it's just in their nature to do that. So don't they deserve to live? Don't they deserve to carry out their way of life just like we do?
Yeah, that's the question
and,
they're posing.
Who's actually the true monster? They don't kill for recreational purposes. They always have a reason for why they kill and stuff like that. Just you meet a character later in the Parasyte, like murderers and stuff like that can kill for fun because they like doing it, And Parasites don't really have that amongst them, They have.
I want to talk about that guy real quick because there was one point where, remember they had the whole building full of parasites, right? And they're using him as a detector, more or less, right?
That's the guy I was.
Yeah, there's always those points where I was just like, what if this guy says, "Hey, shoot that person because it's fun, because he wants to see him die,"
That's
right about
that's
that.
what he does.
Yeah, he does do that. Like, hey, just shoot him, and like it's a human, but he was like, hey, I want to see that person die. A parasite is never, I want to see him die. If they want to kill someone, it's always for a reason. It's never, I want to do it for fun.
Yeah, exactly.
And Tamiya was probably the deepest parasite we got, because before I say that, Chris, I want to hear what you think of this show, because you didn't say anything about it yet.
I think that any show that makes you feel that uncomfortable is very good. Like the moral questions it was raising. Like, I like that Meiji said that the closest things to demons in existence were humans.
Yeah.
And that he just points out all this like horrible things that people do.
Because remember when Migi first got into him, what's the first thing Migi did? He educated the fuck out of himself. He was on that computer 24/7 when Shinichi was sleeping. He was click. He was learning everything. So Migi's when Migi talks, he's about to say something that's
true.
You really can't. You can't really debate what he says, because it's kind of true, even though it might be a little fucked up. It's true.
Right. It makes you think. And
Migi, every action that Migi does, he always says it's for my survival.
Yeah. It's like it's just a very logical, thought out ways of thinking. Like in the school when A showed up and he was just killing people left and right. He was coming after him, and he's like, "Hey, you got a wall of meat right here." And I'll just kill him. Right? Once he cuts up all these people, he'll be vulnerable, right? So you're fine. And he's like, wait, I can't let and it's like, holy shit, that's a really dark way of looking at it. But yeah, if he just lets all these kids die to just shield him, he'll live, right? But then he's like, nah, fuck that, I can't do that. I can't let all my friends die, And he puts up the walls of death. It's like, yeah, and also he's evolving as a character. I see the Spider-Man parallels, but they're both evolving as characters. Migi's coming closer to humanity. Well, they're meeting in the middle. Like Shinichi is getting more neutral, and Migi is starting to do things that are sort of like, that's like a human thing. Like, even though he's very logical and stuff, like he could have just said, "Well, fuck it," like he's dead. No, he just like does the craziest CPR I've ever seen, and like resurrects.
You realize, but none of that happened before he. None of that happened before he took over his heart and did all of that stuff.
Exactly.
Shinichi was an emotional little bitch, like you said, Tony, and Migi, was always the voice of reason, but was kind of fucked up. And as soon as they combined, Migi started to grow these human stuff. Like, remember when
he didn't really get emotions, but he understood kind of where humans were coming from. Like, you notice he stopped saying shit like, "Hey, use the human shields." Like, you always tell Shinichi like, "Hey, we're gonna fight him. Maybe you should go over here so nobody gets hurt."
He kind of does have feelings, because you remember when Shinichi was kind of depressed and he was like in the shower and whatnot.
Oh,
he
was
depressed, and Shinichi was Migi was like, "Yeah, I'll tell you some jokes trying to cheer you up and whatnot." Migi didn't care, he wouldn't have done that. And plus, the other kid that had the parasite in his
that motherfucker.
In his mouth,
yeah. We talk about him in a second, but when he got reintroduced, when he came back and they caught that guy that was following him, and that guy was basically insulting them, and the two parasites were about to kill him, Migi stood up for Shinichi and all of the stuff that he went through, and it was just like, why would a parasite care about all the struggles of his host? Because you remember all Migi would say beforehand was, "I'm just using you to live," all that other stuff. But now he's actually dependent. Shinichi had to go through this and that. Why can't you see see it from his point of view and all that stuff. And so it's just like, yeah, Migi, the character development in this show is I definitely like it.
Yeah, to elaborate on that, because we already saw that they can relocate, right? The girl in the car after the car accident, which the head just got up and chopped the other guy's head off and just assimilated him, right? So we know they can do that, and it worked, right? It worked. Did it twice. The same one.
Well, yeah, not 100%, because remember, that parasite went from a female to a male.
To a male, and that male body was dying.
It was vaguely compatible, but it was incompatible. She started pissing and stuff.
Right, and Meiji even said when went inside Shinichi to regenerate his heart, that was a riskier move than relocation. Like, he could have just jumped off his arm and run outside and just I'll cut off the first person's head I see and just assimilate. He didn't do that. You know, he could have done that.
I mean, the first time we heard about relocation, and he wasn't sure that it was actually a thing, when they saw the first Parasite, and he...
Yeah, cut off his hand.
Yeah, my man cut his hand off, like, hey, come on, let's go.
Yeah, come on, we could live for about, what did he say, 140 years?
140 years, yeah.
Yeah, 140 years. That's definitely a chance a regular Parasite would have taken, you know, that's a risk. That was definitely a risk they would have probably taken. He didn't take it, and back then I was wondering, did you not take it because you are fond of Shinichi, or you just didn't want to take the risk? You know, I feel
at the time that he was worried about the risk. You know, he was
like,
he was young, and he's like, I already matured in this hand. You know?
Yeah, here's the reason why I said that, because it's not like the parasites don't have emotions whatsoever. And before Tamiya started to show emotions with her retarded laugh and whatnot, before that we thought parasites didn't have emotions whatsoever. They're not going to grow emotions whatsoever. So that's when I started to question Migi back then. Was it an emotional decision? I kind of like Shinichi. I don't want to leave him. I don't even know who you are. You're kind of a jerk. I'm not going to move over there. Versus the risk. You know, I think he just said the risk. He didn't want people to know. But these parasites, they're definitely growing emotion.
I think parasites have the capacity to gain emotion, but they need to mature to that point. Like in the beginning, they don't have emotion at all. They just they go off their natural instincts. You know, it's just all natural instincts at first. You know, just like a baby. You know.
Yeah, just like Tamiya.
Remember what they said? They're like insects at the beginning.
Yeah, Tamiya was like, yeah, our first instinct is to kill, and she gave that killer instinct face to Shinichi and scared him. She said that shit at the beginning, but then at the end, she wants to be a mother to this human child, and she's saying, I think the deepest thing she said before she died was, "Don't bully us."
Yeah, don't bully us. Yeah,
don't bully us. Because when I first heard that, I was like, "You hypocritical."
because the real monsters are the humans.
Yeah,
they really are. Really are the monsters.
Yeah.
And then like the other side of the spectrum is that Shinichi is wrestling with the idea. He's like, "Am I human anymore? What is it to be human? What does it mean to be human?" You know, throughout the whole show, every time he's like, you know, someone dies, something happens, just like the dog just happened, just like that one woman that was in love with him dies, he just like doesn't care anymore. And like the fact that he like, you know, talks to himself, had this inner dialogue with himself, saying that like, I don't care about these things anymore. You know, why don't it? Like the thing that the very fact that he struggles with that still shows that he's human. Like if he just doesn't, just shrugs it off, doesn't care, doesn't, you know, ask himself why I don't care anymore.
And that inner dialogue you mentioned is actually getting even more deep, because it's getting to the point where he goes to sleep and he sees quote-unquote Migi's true form in his dreams, and he's having more conversations with that Migi, apparently the true Migi or whatever.
And that Migi is like, you don't look like your real self either, and he shows them a mirror too of himself, and he looks like a monster. And that's kind of how Parasyte see him. You know,
that was definitely like a foreshadow of what they're trying to get across.
And like why you know what happened, like this happens at the end where like it's like it's a definite like a message that the anime and manga is getting across. Yeah, at this point y'all kind of see it.
I mean we're gonna talk about the end of it, you know, next month.
Yeah, it'll be over by then. But
yeah, it'll be over by then. But like, yeah, it ends on a great note. You know, Meiji gives them You know,
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
I know. But I'm just saying, Michi gives some wise words, and like it makes you just sit there and think of like, wow, you know, it just marinates in your mind, and it leaves you speechless, and you just keep on thinking. So
here's one thing I want to talk about when it came to Parasyte. The girl you mentioned that liked him, her ability to sense parasites and whatnot. That definitely intrigued me because I'm like, you know, till right now, and I hope in future episodes they explain why she could do that, where she got it from, and are there other people out there like it? Because I mean,
I'm going to tell you right now.
The serial killer, he has that ability too.
I'm going to tell you right now that those are the only two people you see with that ability. And they don't explain it for her because it was like an anomaly for her. It was an anomaly. She was just like a person with a special ability, but the guy, the reason why he can sense it because he can sense their bloodlust because he know where it is because he's a murderer.
Yeah, because you notice that he needs
Speaking
to
of that guy,
see them, you know?
I think his name is Uragami.
Yeah,
This dude is hilarious. When they first introduced him, and he was just sitting there. First of all, he has the shitty personality. When the girl came in, he just started.
That was the best when he starts jerking off.
He's like, "Oh yeah, female. Y'all know y'all done fucked up, right? Oh yeah." I'm like, "Whoa, chill." They had to take the chick away.
Remember when Shinichi came in? He was like, "Yo, put a wig on him, man. I could jerk off to him too."
Yeah, so put a wig on this kid, pretty boy. Put a wig on him. I'll jerk off to him too. I'm like, something's wrong with this cat. Yeah, he's definitely a murderer, and he can see blood loss and whatnot. But
because remember, like the girl, she could sense the parasites from like a long way away. He needs to make visual eye contact because he needs to see, oh, they got bloodlust. They're just like me. That's a parasite, you know.
Even though he's not a parasite, he's just a murderer. He just kills for fun.
Yeah, no, but I mean, that's the reason he doesn't sense it. He just knows them because he's killed so many people. He knows what an actual human's supposed to be like. So when he sees a parasite, he's like, oh shit, and that's why he got scared. I want to jump off to this point because of the suit.
Shitless.
I don't know what is like. I call him the super parasite because he's three parasites in one.
Let's talk about his introduction first before we talk about
you tell us about that because that shit was crazy. Actually, he comes in as like a weird kind of parasite because he's laughing, he's jokes and shit. It's like, okay, and Shinichi's like able to easily outrun him and stuff because like remember where Parasyte is like, okay, this is what I thought at first. I'm like, okay, he only took over the head, so his body's not as fast as Shinichi's.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Exactly.
But then you find out it's like, oh wait, this is actually there's the three of them in there, and the reason he was fucking up is because the main one wasn't in control, and when the main one took over, that shit was crazy.
Yeah. No, it was actually five, and the guy Mickey that was in control can only control 3 of those parasites. That's why they were slow because he couldn't control the legs.
Yeah, so remember he was trying to like slice him with his hands, and then like the shit's clinging together. And, stuff,
and every time he jumped onto the truck, his truck's like and like Goto, when Goto takes control, he has all controls of all 5 of the parasites.
It was like watching a boss battle, kind of, because Shinichi was doing a good job working with the guy. He went into the forest, he outsmarted him, and he was just about to slice the head off. It's like
he did slice the head off.
Yeah, he basically did. And he was like fighting a boss, and he's like second round start, and he's like Goto comes.
He was like, yo, run, bitch.
I told Riku to keep his eye on Mickey, the guy that like has the facial expressions. He's the guy that kills all the Yakuza and stuff like that. I'm like, Riku, keep your eye on that guy. Like, because some shit's gonna happen, and like one of our friends, I forgot who our friend was that asked me this, like, does Shinichi run into any opposition that he doesn't kill in one hit? I'm like, yes, he does. Yes, the fuck does. And like, it's pretty interesting because like you see Goto in the background, just like chilling, playing the piano and stuff like this. He's just like this ominous presence, and you're like, okay, like this is a badass guy. Like, when is Shinichi gonna fight him? And like the way they introduced them, like, and into the fight was crazy because you never expected it. You never saw it coming because, like,
I did not see that.
They alluded to it, like, because I was rewatching the episode today. It's like, we should send you out to fight him, and he's like, let's just give Mickey a try, fighting him, and like, it kind of like alluded to like, Mickey being a part of him, and so like, it was pretty fucking funny when he revealed himself.
Yeah,
I
when he started.
I like the way though. I like how it went down because it was like, hey, let's go into the woods because it's gonna help you out. And then when he morphed, he was like, yo, the woods are fucking you up. Get out of here.
Get out the fucking woods. You can't do this now because he's bouncing off of trees like some DBZ characters. Yeah, like some Naruto characters. He's bouncing off fucking trees and so he's like, get out the fucking woods. And now
I remember
he gets to the street. He starts running fast because he's Shinichi. Old dude creates like these weird cheetah fucking parasite feet. Oh my god.
And catch up to him on that battle in the truck, like.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's Madhouse. Once again, animation on point with those fucking. My god. And then Shinichi just goes. I'm not Shinichi. Migi goes around and gets like the wheel and just like. And he takes the ball at the same time. It's funny.
He left that battle by the skin of his teeth.
Oh yeah.
I
remember I was asking that before I actually saw that file. It's like Shinichi really never had, after Migi went into his heart, he technically never really had a challenging opponent.
Yeah, he
until
never did.
now.
Fuck him up. Yeah.
Until now, because I remember my friend was like, the episode before we saw this guy fight. My friend was like, Shinichi's gonna fuck this guy up. And I said to myself, if Shinichi fucks this guy up, I would consider this bad writing. Because Shinichi needs to show some sort of struggle, even though Shinichi's basically got a buff.
Yeah, but it was good writing because remember the battle before this. Remember what Shinichi did? Okay, let's back it up. When he was just a regular human with Migi in his hand, right? When he was fighting A, he was like, okay, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go on defense, and you're gonna stab him with this pipe because you're just a human. He doesn't expect anything. And then when he did it, he's like, okay, I'm gonna go on. He's like, hey Migi, go on defense. And Migi was like, go on defense. What the fuck are you talking about? My man takes his hand, shoves it through this dude's like heart, punches up the wall, and like, okay, no one's gonna stop. Yeah, so you're
and then Migi's like, impressive.
So you're ready for Shinichi to fuck this dude up, and then
no, not this time because
this dude came in here thinking, you think he was Goku, this motherfucker was Krillin. It's like no.
Yeah. Goto was definitely nothing to fuck up. And like you said, but getting back to Uragami, when Uragami saw him, he flipped the fuck out. He ran the other way, and they're like, no, you're not getting away from us. You're trying to escape. He's like, did you not see that guy? You want to get away from him as fast as possible. And then the troops came in, and they saw him, and then all Goto says, like, we're going to need some more space, people.
Yeah, he's like, I'll give you 2 minutes. What's up?
He's like, yeah, I'll give you guys two. First of all, he said, I'm kind of disappointed there's only 4 of you, first of all. Second of all, I'll give you guys 2 minutes to do your best. And then they just started unloading on him. Bullets, and then he's just, all of the bullets just started coming through his, and you're like, what's that sound? And he just throws all of the bullets back at him.
That was another good setup because right before that, humans were killing every single parasite they came into contact with. It was not even a contest, It was like, shotgun, bam, you're dead. Now with this guy's like, all right, there's only 4 of you guys. All right, what's up?
He's the Parasyte's champion.
Pretty much. And I don't know how he does that. They got to explain that. Like, how the hell does he make his body like armor like that?
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know.
Like Parasytes can harden the bodies.
Yeah, because you turn the blades and whatnot. And since there's
I guess it's like a big blade.
Probably all. Yeah, since there's 5 of them in there, I'm assuming they all cooperate.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're right about that.
Remember when Shinichi was about to cut the head off of Miki, and he hopped off, and Miki said, "I did not know we could do that." So obviously there's stuff about parasites and abilities that obviously Miki doesn't even know himself. He was still didn't know about the relocating and all that other stuff. So all this with 5 parasites in one body. They can definitely cooperate, especially if one has full control over all 5 of them. They definitely can do some crazy stuff that no other parasite could probably do on their own.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's unique. No other parasite could ever do that shit.
So it's just like Goto, man. I don't know how many episodes do we have left?
4. We got 4.
4?
And
Jesus Christ.
And like the final fight between Goto and Shinichi, there's some meaningful words that Shinichi says when he's fighting.
I bet. So anime, man.
So yeah, man, just pay attention. Pay the fuck attention. God.
Yeah, dude, this has definitely been a roller coaster.
That's why I said like this may be my favorite anime of all time.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's pretty good.
It's definitely the best anime I've seen since Attack on Titan, because, like I said, most anime kind of bores me nowadays. So it's nice to see one that's just so fucking gory like that, you know?
Yeah, I know, right? Especially, you remember when Tamiya was fighting those 3 parasites?
Yeah, she fucked them all up too, man.
God, I thought before. Yeah, I thought before that fight I thought she was gonna be evasive and get out of there. That's what I thought she was gonna be. She was straightforward. She was a little bit evasive, but she was extremely offensive on that fight. And hella gory. She was like, she split herself and hopped into the other parasite and started controlling it. And
she scared the shit out of that one couple. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. She's insane. She definitely. That was some crazy character development.
And the thing is that, like, she went from killing parasites to, like, going into the park she was able to take on 3 parasites by herself. You would think that she would easily be able to take care of, like, a bunch of cops, you know, a bunch of police officers. But she decides to, like, she developed humanity and, like, learned to, like, understand humans, you know. She decided not to attack. Decided not to kill none of them, you know. She just.
We're wondering when she's gonna kill this baby off. We're sitting there.
To me, the main reason she died is because she was protecting her kid.
Yeah, she's over here breastfeeding it and everything. She's treating this baby just like any other mother would treat it. And you know, when they're shooting her, she changes her hair to steel to protect the baby around it and whatnot. As she's walking towards Shinichi, and man, Tamiya as a character, she went through probably, in my opinion, the furthest in character development out of almost any character, because she went from a weird, you know, secret teacher to an insane lunatic to a caring mother, you know.
And like the thing is that, like, she didn't know that she cared for the baby until the baby was put in that situation.
Yeah.
Like, right when the baby was about to be dropped, she was like, "Fuck this shit. No, you're not harming my baby."
And he's weird because I realized this about the baby. I told my friend this, and he didn't catch it. That baby, I feel that baby has the same ability that the girl that died did.
Oh, yeah.
Because when Tamiya starts to laugh, the baby starts to cry. It seems that when Tamiya was giving off an emotion, the baby would connect and start crying and whatnot. And when the baby was crying, on point, she could tell the baby to shut up. Quiet. And then it just quiet's right on command.
It's more intense in the manga when she does it. It's like it doesn't zoom in on her face. Like, it was like in the anime, it was just like a little quiet. But like in the manga, it was like so exaggerated. It was like, "Shut the fuck up," and something like that. Or "Shut up," and something like that. And like the words are so bolded and something like that. It made it seem more intense than it did in the anime. But yeah, that was funny.
And another thing, when the baby, when Shinichi and Tamiya were talking, and Tamiya mentioned Shinichi's mother to Shinichi, and Shinichi's heart started to hurt, and the baby started to cry, and that's how she realized, your mother died. That's why you're having this emotional breakdown. She started laughing and whatnot. That's another thing. The baby started to react to Shinichi's emotions. So this baby, I'm wondering about this baby. It's probably gonna hit the back burner since it's only 4 episodes. I'm probably gonna focus on Goto now. But I don't know, man. That baby just it's gone now. It's just like that. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Want me to tell you what happens to the baby?
Nah.
We'll wait till
it blows up.
All right.
You sound like a. What's his name again? Oh my gosh. Talking about killing babies. I can't remember.
Oh, Rachel?
Yes, there we go, Rachel. Sound like Rachel right now. And remember, what was that show? Breaking Bad. Yeah, there we go. I just want that baby to die. I was like, what the hell? Oh, yeah.
I think that's why she stopped watching Walking Dead, because that baby's still alive.
Yeah, exactly. That was another show.
Oh, man. Anything else to say about Parasyte? I think we pretty much covered it. We'll finish it up next month, obviously.
Yep,
but definitely. Yeah, I'm glad you put me onto this very, very good anime. This is the kind of shit you want to see in anime.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It makes me feel uncomfortable, and I'm like, okay, good. You're making me think. I'm feeling real uncomfortable about these things.
Manny, hopefully the stuff we said in this
Yeah, because that bullshit stops at like halfway point after episode 12. Shinichi's like, you know what? I can't deal with this high school shit. I gotta go. You know?
Yeah, I was just really not. I was just really not like, I just felt like I was just watching another high school junk, and I was just like,
it definitely.
I'll stick with it, but it was getting. Him coming back finally just started getting painful because it's like, no, I like you. Ooh, I don't like you no more.
Oh, yeah. Another point is that like I forgot what the love interest name is. I forgot her name, but like I think she's his connection to humanity. That's what makes him hold on to humanity. Like he just always he always holds on to his love for her, his protection. Like like you notice that like his emotions like become more human every time she's mentioned or like her life's in danger.
Yeah.
So like, if she's his anchor in a way. If she wasn't
his anchor, she's his anchor, but she's probably like the least interesting love interest you could ever have. It's like, okay. So what makes her? I mean, I personally thought the other girl was a lot more interesting, and she was on the screen less.
You know what she is? She's a plot device.
Yeah, she's a plot device. She's the damsel in distress.
Don't say that. Don't say that around Sarkisian.
I kind of appreciate that his girlfriend is kind of she's a little plain. Like she's not she didn't have like huge boobs or anything. She wasn't like the super hot girl. No. It's like how does Shinichi get with so and so? It wasn't like that. She's just very kind of plain, and
I just got like a stupid laugh out of like just him coming back, and he's like, his hair is all done up. He's like, yeah, I'm badass now.
He's like emo. What Tobey Maguire?
I mean, he's not emo though. He doesn't even have emotions.
He has less emotion.
He went from looking like Pidge from Voltron to looking like Ryo Hazuki from fucking Shenmue.
I remember I saw that in the opening. I was like, why does he look like that? He doesn't look like that.
What's up with the hair? I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, see, to me, I appreciate it because I'm like, when I saw it, I'm like, this little bitch, like, I really just wanted to slap the shit out of him. And then when he became that, I'm like, oh, he's a superhero now. Okay, I got more excited for the show once he became like a super badass. Well, they don't use too much of that though, which it's cool, but at the same time, it's like I want him to kick some more ass, but he doesn't. Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, the previous Shinichi was just like. He was definitely extremely awkward, and him and
I want to slap him.
It was around the time that Migi was still learning his stuff. Like I think it was episode 1 where he meets up with Murano, and Migi's still trying to figure out how humans react, and he just
grabs
a boom. Obviously, that's a trope in the fucking anime and whatnot, but it's just funny. And then when they meet up inside the gym, and she turns around and fucking Migi turns into a goddamn cock. I'm like, what the hell? They show from like 1 second. If you didn't catch it, you didn't catch it. Yeah. And it was just like, what the hell? And then when he's like taking a piss, and he's like, I want to see how this works. I want to see you get a boner right here. And the guy's like, you guys are wondering what the hell he's doing. They definitely got some funny moments in that.
I remember Migi was like, oh, I wanted you to have sex with that girl.
It's like, I want to see mating, right? You want to mate, right?
I want to see intercourse. I want to see how it works. Migi's he just wants to learn everything.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest bitch in anime is probably Shinji from Evangelion.
Oh, yeah.
He makes me want to just hit him, like, constantly. It's like, motherfucker, just kick your dad in the balls and tell him he sucks and move on.
Yeah, see, I was getting the vibes off of Shinichi. I'm like, he's another Shinji. Oh God, here we go.
No one's another Shinji, man.
No, I mean, I didn't find him that annoying. Like Shinji annoying.
Shinji's at 10. He's at the bar. Like if Shinichi's like a 6, like Shinji's at 10.
He's a 6.
Like he's at the maximum bitch level.
Oh man. All right. I guess that's it. So let's get to what anime we will be watching next month. Now, Riku, I've talked to you about this anime ever since we met. I don't know if you've seen it during that time, but I'm going to recommend it. This is an old school one, and this is a twofer because you need to watch the anime, which is 36 episodes, and the corresponding movie because the movie is like a shorter, truncated version of it, but it's actually become the canon. Super Dimension Fortress Macross. This is like, yeah. Now, this was the one that came out after, Gundam, revolutionized mecha anime, and this brought in, like, the high production values and stuff. If you want to talk about great animation, the fucking movie, Do You Believe in Love? It's like, oh, my fucking God. So that's the anime I want everybody to see here. I've seen it already, but I'm gonna watch it again just so I can catch up on some stuff. And obviously, you guys listen. I want you to watch that one too because that's a classic right there. Everybody needs to see. That's fucking great. And we're probably gonna get.
Do you know if that's on Kiss Anime?
I checked. I believe it is because I do want that to be one of the prerequisites for whatever anime we recommend. It needs to be on Kiss Anime because that's like the best fucking thing I've ever seen. It's great.
The movies are on there too?
Huh?
The movie's on there too?
I believe so. I believe I saw both of them on there. So that's the one there.
Link it in like the description or something. I'll definitely start up on that.
Yeah. And Riku, this is mech anime, so it's up your alley. You know, it's already.
Yeah, it's surprising that you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
And Riku, the good thing about you is you're open-minded. You won't like say, "Oh, it's old. I'm not gonna watch that shit." You'll watch it. I know that.
Oh no, definitely no. That definitely doesn't bother me.
Yeah, Lorraine, have you seen Macross before?
Never heard of it until now.
Wow.
I've at least heard of Macross.
I never heard of it. I probably watched it. I don't know, but like I never heard of it. There's some anime that I forget that's in a deep back burner that I watched a long ass time ago. I don't remember it, so I'll watch it again. So
see, there's a lot of stuff to Macross. I would almost recommend you guys watch Macross Plus as well.
Yeah, well, we could get to that. We can get to that, another time.
I'm going to recommend the next one.
There you go. And I want to briefly talk about Robotech too because that's what Robotech was.
Robotech.
Robotech.
Now the thing is, here's the thing: Robotech isn't that bad. The only reason why Robotech is the way it is because they wanted the show to last a lot longer, so they kind of tacked into other anime inside of it. One called Southern Cross, and then the other one called Milspita. So what they did was they kind of said that certain characters when they did the switchover and they finally ended one show, they kind of suggested, oh well, this guy is a descendant of this person. But they introduced some other things that were not in the original Macross. But other than that, it's a pretty spot on, translation of it.
Yeah, but we don't need to watch the other ones. We're just watching the original Super Dimension Macross. It's like I said, I really believe it's one of the greatest anime out there. Everybody needs to see it. It's fucking great. Yeah, I do. Rick, I do believe it is on Kiss Anime. They don't have it dubbed though, but why?
I don't care about that.
Yeah, you don't care about that, so it's okay.
We're not illiterate, so.
Yeah. Well, I'm still I was like, I don't want to read because I want to watch the anime. I don't want to just look at the bottom of the.
I know how to multitask. It's really good. So. Yeah. That's no problem with me. But there's another rule about anime assignment that I did want to bring to the table.
Anime assignments.
I remember last time you said let's not try to do anime that are like over 100.
Yeah, I know I'm kind of pushing it with 36.
No. I don't think 36 is pushing it. I think, but when it comes to shows like, let's say Naruto, and it has over 300 episodes. No, just hear me out.
Okay.
If you're going to recommend something like that, you're only allowed to recommend one season of that.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
So if you're going to say, okay, I want you guys, let's say no one here watched Naruto, and you wanted them to watch it. Watch, up to the Chunin exams. Or whatever the first 20 some odd episodes is. And then if you like it, then yeah, we could talk about that next week if anyone continued to watch it,
Yeah, so, okay, that's fair enough. Yeah. Like if somebody goes, hey, let's talk about Gintama, I think that's probably like the only big anime that I haven't seen. I've seen all the other super anime out there, but I know that's. And the thing is, usually most anime, the first season ends at about 26 episodes anyway.
Exactly.
Which is okay. That's a good rule to have, definitely.
Yeah. So because I definitely don't want to just throw all in, because there's some definitely really good ones out there, but it is over 100 episodes. But it is fucking good, and you have to see it. So 20 some odd, that's still around the same thing that we would recommend a regular anime that we usually recommend. So 20 some odd for this is good. And then if you fucking love it, you can go ahead and watch that and talk about that. Yeah, and you could go ahead and talk about that on the next episode if you continue to watch it because
nobody got time to watch like 100 episodes in a month. It's like that's.
I mean, if you really fucking enjoyed it, you might fucking do that.
Yeah, that's
you might have to ultra binge it.
Ultra binge.
But I know about that. God damn.
I know you do, man.
Those were some dark times.
Oh man. All right, guys. So that's it. Another episode of Otanime. Make sure to follow Throwdown at Throwdown Show on Twitter and Facebook. We got links down there, and also check out the Coalition, Knights of the Turntable, Baby in the Beard, Co-op, and Throwdown will be back in a couple of days. So once again, our show is Tony Polanco. Tonight I was joined by Michael Crawford, aka Rika-san1.
That's Universe, baby.
Emilio Lopez.
Later.
Ray Williams.
You know what it is.
And Chris Seeley.
Good night, everybody.
All right, guys. Later.
Captain Glovo.
Peace.